I have another question about this whole, multiple birth. Okay, we talked a little bit before about moon signs, right?
Yeah.
So again, I'm a Leo / Virgo, depending on if you're looking at Vedic astrology or Western. Mm-hmm. But I have noticed that I definitely fall more into the Leo category in my moon, whereas I've noticed my sister falls more into the Virgo side.
When you say that, my understanding is the meticulous, the precise, the data-driven, the analytical, right? Is that what you're thinking when you say the Virgo side of things?
I'm like that too, though, so I don't know.
Yeah, you are, right? Yeah. But there's other factors, there's other planets that if I were to look at her chart, those might jump out at me, right, a little more intensely than some of the other pieces. This is where it's hard.
When you say jump out, what do you actually mean? Like you're looking at the chart and you're focusing more on that?
Yes. So what happens, this is where as you sit and practice something again and again, and you get the process down, like the system down, that's where you have this space for the other guidance to come through. And so when I look at a chart, right away, I always say, okay, what's my eye going to? What's drawing me in, right? This is what I always tell my students too, is where are you drawn to? What do you want? What's jumping out at you? Go there first, right? And then go through the process. There is a system to reading a chart. But that might be like with you, it might be more the Leo and the like exuberant and first house kind of energy, that like booming. And with your sister, it might be more of the 12th house, which is a little more behind the scenes, right? There are planets in each house or planets that are ruling different houses. And so I might be drawn to a different house for each person. So it really goes back to an individualized connection with each chart and the ability to sit and be really present for that person's soul to speak.
One of the reasons I really wanted to talk about this is for skeptics, because anybody can say, oh, well, you're reading your birth chart, but more of you, so like the logical brain, that side is going to always veer towards, well, how is that possible? That doesn't make any sense. Everybody has their own beliefs. So we're not saying believe one thing, believe another. My brother probably would be sitting here and be like, Heather, get out of here. And this conversation, he's totally on the logical side of things.
Yes.
So, which again is interesting, going back to the birth charts, how I could want to expose forward thinking and my brother can say, no, like not even going even anywhere near that,
Yeah, which I think is interesting, just as a karmic connection for the three of you to have such an ability together to have such a broad view of the world, because each of you is focusing on a different portion of it, in very intense ways. You're all super successful at what you do, and you're all very devoted and connected to what you do. And it's all very different, which I think is great.
It's crazy. Let's have a comment for the skeptics. What would you say?
So in terms of people who are skeptical about this, I'm sure that shows up in their charts. So, and I've done plenty of readings for people who are skeptical going into this, or I've had people ask for charts to be done for people who say, oh, they're not really into this. And sometimes they don't want to be read. And I have to respect that. Even if they've given their expressed approval, I have to respect those energetic boundaries. If I don't get information from them, it's because they're not wanting to be read. And I think that's really important to respect that. But then sometimes, I know even like back in high school, because I've been doing this since I was like 12, and I remember figure out people's charts in my head, and they would say, oh, well, and I would like make comments about their connection with their parents. And they'd be like, whoa, how did you know that? Because I'd be like, well, I just figured out your chart. So. And they would be like, okay, I'm not a skeptic anymore. Just some very simple, very personal things that I wouldn't necessarily have known.
I wonder what my brother would say.
He shut down the chart. He was like, no.
Yeah. Oh,
literally, the program shut down.
Oh, that's right. Before we met up on this, the Zoom call, I guess you could explain what happened.
So just before we got on our call, I pulled up your three charts to look at them and to go into the divisional charts to see where the differences were, so I could, to say, yes, there's differences here and here. And as I pulled up your chart and Samara's chart, everything was fine. And then I went to pull up Chad's chart and my program shut down. So I was like, okay, I want me to look. I was like, done. Exactly, right? That's what happens.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, don't worry, I'm not going to analyze your chart.
Like, not ready yet. I have a theory about him. Give him like 10 years. Maybe I can convince him by then. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, remember to subscribe, like it, share it. Thank you.